Last night, the Grand Prairie Police Department lost a hero. Officer Brandon Tsai was protecting the city when he made the ultimate sacrifice, laying down his life for our community. At approximately 10:40 last night, Officer Tsai observed a silver Chevy Malibu bearing a fictitious license plate, traveling near Beltline Road and Pioneer Parkway. This same tag had been captured on over 200 different vehicles in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. This is a problem that is plaguing the entire state, where violent offenders, burglars, car thieves are using these fictitious tags to conceal their identities and facilitate crime. Officer Tsai attempted to stop this vehicle, but it failed to yield. Officer Tsai then advised police dispatch that he was involved in a pursuit and requested backup officers for assistance. This yielded a second Grand Prairie officer to get involved in the pursuit. The suspect traveled westbound on Pioneer Parkway, north on Highway 161, before making a U-turn back southbound on the President George Bush Turnpike Service Road. During the course of this brief pursuit, Officer Tsai and his backup had changed positions, meaning that the suspect vehicle was followed by our backup officer, then by Officer Tsai. The suspect turned left onto Dickey Road, at which time our backup officer slowed his vehicle to also pursue the left turn, and Officer Tsai's vehicle struck the rear of his backup officer's vehicle. This caused Officer Tsai's vehicle to roll onto its side and into a traffic pole. The Grand Prairie Fire Department transported Officer Tsai from the scene to Dallas Methodist Hospital, where he was pronounced deceased. The backup officer involved in this incident sustained only minor injuries and was released after medical care. Our backup officer also had a passenger, which was an off-duty police officer who was uninjured. I'd like to publicly thank the Grand Prairie Fire Department and the staff at the Dallas Methodist Hospital for doing everything humanly possible to try and save our brother. I would also like to thank the residents of Grand Prairie for their outpouring of love and support. I've seen so many come here today with flowers and cards placed on the vehicle out front. Not all police departments enjoy that level of support from their citizens. And I can tell you that your Grand Prairie police officers are eternally grateful for that support. I would also like to point out that as we speak, Officer Tsai is donating his organs so that others can live even in his death. Our public information team is going to be releasing you all a photo immediately of this vehicle. We are asking for the public's help in identifying the driver of this vehicle. Crime Stoppers is offering up to $10,000 for information leading to the arrest of the driver of this vehicle. People with information can call the Grand Prairie Crime Stoppers at 972-988-TIPS. 972-988-TIPS. Or they can go to gpcrimestoppers.org. They can remain anonymous at both sources. Our nation lost a hero last night. Officer Brandon Tsai represented the very best among us and laid down his life protecting this city and all those who live within it. Our hearts are broken, and we are grateful for all of those who have extended their thoughts and prayers to Brandon's family, including all of us in his extended family that wear blue. It means more to us than you know. We're still working through funeral arrangements, but we will have a candlelight vigil here, the Public Safety Building at 1525 Arkansas at 6 p.m. this Friday. Thank you. Questions?
Chief, we're all very sorry about what happened. I know you're a tight-knit department. I just wonder if you could share any personal thoughts about Officer Tsai, what kind of guy he was to you, any personal memories, and what was he like personality-wise?
He is exactly what you look for in a police officer. He has family that live in Hong Kong, family that live in Las Vegas. He was a 5-year Los Angeles Police LAPD officer, and he wanted to come to North Texas because we have it figured out here in North Texas. He wanted to live his life here, and this is incredibly tragic. The world is a better place with him in it.
Chief, you mentioned that this tag had been seen on over 200 vehicles. Can you tell us a little bit more about the specifics of that? Do you believe this is a tag that actually was once issued out of the DMV system where somebody now obtained a template and they're reproducing it? Do you have any more specifics on that?
This is a systemic problem in the entire state of Texas. We have fictitious tags all over the place. And quite frankly, it costs a cop his life. It's a problem. This tag is been at 200 is conservative. Individuals are putting it on Xerox machines. The officer could look at it and tell immediately it was fictitious. I don't know what else I can tell you other than we got to fix that problem, probably at the legislative level.
We've reported extensively on this problem over the last year. The state funding for task forces that used to tackle this issue regionally, the funding was cut in 2017. What would you say to lawmakers about that, about the need for more resources to tackle this broadly?
System's broken. We have to fix the registration issue. It's too easy to display a fictitious tag, and it's putting our officers in danger because too many crooks are using these tags to facilitate crime, particularly felonious crime.
Chief, what is the department's policy on police pursuits, and do you feel like this was an incident that would have warranted a police pursuit? And will the department be taking any steps to alter that policy in light of this tragedy?
Yes, this is a pursuit-worthy call, and I'm always willing to take a look at my policy, but I don't see anything wrong with what this officer did. Full stop, period.
Can you explain a little bit about what that policy is currently?
I pay these guys to make good decisions. Our citizens expect us to go out here and catch criminals. I trust them with a badge and a gun. I trust them to make good judgment. This officer did that here today. Our policy is if you see someone that's breaking the law, use your judgment as to whether or not you should pursue the car. We have supervisors that also are in place to constantly balance the risk versus reward. This was very light traffic, late at night, the policy is not the issue.
Chief, you want to find this guy, what type of charges you want to be filed against him?
Well, at a minimum, it's going to be evading in a vehicle. It's a felony offense. But I can submit to you that our experience dictates that these tags aren't put on cars just because there's nothing wrong, right? So I suspect, I can't back that up just yet, but there's more to this. And I can tell you that every detective that works in this department is looking into it.
Chief, do you have the license plate number that you can give us and the information that's on that?
0330S as in Sam 43. The tag shows to be expired in September of 2022. But don't worry, somebody will print off a new one by the end of the day.
Do you have the name of the issuing dealer on the supposed original for this one?
I don't, but our public information team will get it to you.
How much harder is it now to find this suspect because of that? These tags effectively create ghost cars, right? When the information that's entered into the DMV system is false or when the tag is simply counterfeit.
It's incredibly difficult. Our leads are this make and model of this car. The tag is worthless. There's hundreds of cars that are displaying this very tag. But we're not done.
I know you explained the route that this driver took. How far do you think that is, just so people at home understand it? Was there like a speed that you knew how fast they were going at one time?
This is a police pursuit, so the speeds vary. They're going above the speed limit, I can promise you that. And in terms of the distance, 5 or 6 miles, that's a guess.
Chief, you and I have talked about previously diversity on your team, and I know Officer Tsai is an AAPI officer. What is this in terms of a loss to the Asian community here in Grand Prairie?
While I appreciate the spirit of the question, it's not just a loss to the Asian community. There is no difference between our Asian community and us. We're all blue. This is devastating. It's devastating. He's a good cop. We all miss him. What else? Thank you.
Thanks, Chief.